Hello everyone, super excited today. I got in my Palmetto 16-inch upper for my AR-10. Okay, so I haven't even opened up the box yet. We're gonna do that together. So, and here we go. We got the upper, right? And they usually have it zip tied here so it doesn't slide out. Yeah, this thing feels a lot lighter than I remember that feeling. Now this is the nitrated barrel. Okay, that's the stainless steel barrel. I've done a little research into the tube. So the deal is that the stainless steel supposedly is more accurate. Okay. Now that's also a 20-inch barrel, but supposedly the stainless steel is more accurate. Probably talking like a half MOA at best. But what happens is it runs, basically it wears faster. Okay. So back here. Oh, they sent us. I'm glad they sent me another one because I got one with that one. This is the this is the Allen key to adjust the gas system, right? You can look behind the camera so you guys can see it. So right there you can see that screw in there. There it goes. For adjusting the gas system, the gas box. For an AR-10, I'm going to tell you guys that is the most important part of the gun, okay? One of the things that I was told many years ago, like something like 8 years ago, I remember, I've been instructing now for 15 years. I only got into AR-10s last year, okay? And one of the things I tell people is that before you even think about getting into an AR-10, you got to be at the point where you've got at least 3 AR-15s, maybe 2 AR-9s, 2 or 3 Glocks, okay? 10,000 rounds of ammo, okay? If you're at that point, then you're ready to start getting into AR-10. Now, the exception to that might be if you're out in the desert or you're out, like, you know, you own a lot of land or something. Yeah, maybe you want to speed that up if you're going to be shooting long distances every day. But for most people, you know, you got to have at least 3 or 4 ARs, at least, you know, 2 or 3 AR-9s, 2 or 3 Glocks, 10,000 rounds plus of ammunition, and using it, going to the range and shooting on a regular basis, at least 2-3 times a month. I do it almost every day. And at the point where you know that you are seriously committed to this hobby, okay, at that point, get into an AR-10, okay? So obviously I qualify with that because, I mean, I went as far as to buy land that I can shoot on, okay? What I was telling you guys is this going back 10 years, a friend of mine who was into guns way before I was. And I think this is actually around the time that the SCAR was being developed. And my thing is, why are they bothering developing a SCAR, right? SCAR 17. Why not just use an AR-10? And his response to me is because AR-10s suck, okay? And I never really understood why. And it wasn't until like the last year when I've actually been doing this. And you know, once you do it, you start doing it, you have a lot more of an incentive to like really start researching it and getting into it. Lots of people have problems with AR-10s, and it's not a rifle problem, it's an ammunition problem, okay? 308 ammunition comes in very wide variances, okay? On that 20-inch AR-10 that you see right there, if I shoot Tula through it, I'm getting below 2,000 foot-pounds of energy. If I shoot the 150 grain Freedom munitions, I'm getting above 2,600 foot-pounds of energy, like almost 2,700 foot-pounds of energy. So on the same barrel, right, I have a difference between two ammunitions. We're talking about energy here. We're not talking about velocity, so it takes into account the bullet weights. In that case, they were both 150 grains anyway. But I have a variance of more than 700 foot-pounds. Okay, 700 foot-pounds, like the power of a 44 Magnum. Okay, so those are the type of variations that you can get with 308 ammunition. So I don't care if you got a $30,000 Knight's armament, okay? It's not going to work with everything unless it has an adjustable gas system, or a highly adjustable gas system. So for the military, you know, they only shoot one specific type of ammunition that is tested specific for that gun. Okay, we buy whatever shit we get on sale. So that's why for us, the AR is not going to be very useful to us if it doesn't have a highly adjustable gas system. And we're not talking about 4 or 5 settings. We're talking 10 plus settings. Okay, so this one has 17 settings. Okay, so one off the table. I want to weigh it. I want to see how heavy it is. First, let me put the little zip tie. Not that I think that adds much weight. Let's get the little zip tie out of there. Oh, let's check this for any scratches. One time I did get one that had some scratches on it, and I just sent it right back. It was a 223 Wild upper. So yeah, I don't see any dings or anything on this other than dust. Let's take the bolt out. There you go. Now this bolt here, one of the first things I did last time when I got the 20-inch is I ordered another bolt. I think I had gotten it for $150. It's listed more, but if you catch it on sale, you get it for like $150, maybe less. I don't remember. But yeah, you want to time these purchases so that you get them on sale. I've been following. I've been trying to get this. I've been following this 16-inch upper on their website now for almost 2 months. It's listed at $500, and I was hoping at some point they would put it on sale, and it finally went on sale, and I got it for $400. Okay, $400 plus your shipping plus your taxes. If I wait over the holidays, they do give you free shipping. But I didn't know if they were going to be running that sale, the $400 sale. I didn't know if this was going to go up to $500. And I'm like, you know what? Let me not risk it over $13 worth of shipping. So I just ordered it, paid the $13. So anyway, this is the charging handle. It's not a standard, AR-15 charging handle. It is a little bit bigger. I do have the oversized ones. I was using them on the 20-inch over here. I ended up going back to the standard one. The reason is because when I had this slung across my chest, it does kind of stick into your, it does go into your chest, or if you throw this over your back, it does tend to snag. The eye relief on these primary arms is such that you gotta move the scope up anyway, so I've got no problem with putting 2 fingers here and charging it. Okay, so that's why I just went back to the one that came with it, and the oversized ones are a little bit more comfortable to work with, but like I said, in my case, I went back to the original one. Okay, let's get this back together. And the thing I wanted to do in this video is weigh it. I keep distracting myself with other things and not weighing it. Okay, so let's get you back there. Not locked. There you go. All right, so let's put the scale on. £5, 12.4 ounces. Okay, so let's just call it 5 pounds, 4 ounces. The upper on the 20-inch, because I had weighed that and I made a note of it somewhere on this box here, was 6 pounds 11 ounces. 6 pounds 11 ounces. So basically, there's you got 6 pounds 11 ounces versus 5 pounds 12 ounces. There's almost a full pound difference, and it's 5 pounds 12.5. You can basically round that up maybe to 13. It's a full pound difference when you go from a 20-inch to a 16-inch. Okay, so let's do this now. Take this sucker off. I want to see how much this whole thing is going to weigh. Yeah, this thing is heavy. So this is the upper. Let's move quickly on the upper. On the lower. The lower weighs 2 pounds 8.6 ounces. Okay, 2 pounds 8.6 ounces. Now, I do have a upgraded the buffer weight in here. Okay, so I got the Core Valley 5.6 ounce buffer weight. Okay, so it's a little bit heavier than what came with it, and I have the Sprinkle orange stainless steel buffer spring. Okay, so it's a little bit stiffer. I got the orange one, and that all helps with the. For me, the reason I put it in there is because I didn't want to put a muzzle brake on either barrel. So by putting the heavier buffer weight in there and the orange Sprinkle spring, I did notice that it does actually reduce the felt recoil. You know, now the primary way you can adjust that is from the gas valve in the front, but beyond that, having the 5.6 Core Valley and the orange Sprinkle spring, it softens up the recoil even more. The idea there is that when you take your shot, you don't want to be thrown out of scope. You want to be able to, you know, to stay on target and follow through and spot your impacts. Okay, so most people put a muzzle brake on it. I found muzzle brakes annoyingly loud, so that's why I look for other means to control the recoil. Okay, so let's put this together. Let me give this away. So this is not bad. If I put a red dot on this, I mean, this would feel like my 18-inch AR-15. Okay, so if you got an 18-inch AR-15, that's what this is gonna feel like, you know, with the 16-inch AR-10. The one thing I would have done with this is, if you notice, this has the 15-inch rail. Basically, they use the same rail, right? These two rails are both 15 inches. If I had a choice, instead of putting a 15-inch rail on this, which comes all the way to the end, I would have went with, let's say, with a 12-inch or 13. You know, I would have went with a 12-inch. Yeah, slightly shorter. Same thing, hybrid. So because this is hybrid over here, first of all, it's really nice for gripping, right? Right? It's really nice for gripping. But secondly, it takes weight off the gun versus having Picatinny going over the, you know, all the way across the top. I've got ARs that have Picatinny going all the way across the top, and when I compare it side by side with one that's hybrid like this, believe me, the hybrid is much lighter. And the thing is, you've got M-lock here, so if you, for some reason, you need to attach, you know, mount something here, you can put like a 3-slot rail or whatever over here. I usually put a 3-slot on the bottom here, so I have an anchoring point for my hand. So let's weigh this whole thing. Yeah, exactly where I expected it to be. 8 pounds, 5 ounces. 8 pounds, 5 ounces. Okay. So the Scar, which has a polymer lower, or much of the lower is polymer, that is 8 pounds. Okay, so this is only 5 ounces heavier than your Scar 17S, you know, with the 16-inch barrel. So that's not bad. I mean, you're talking Scar, you're talking almost a $4,000 rifle. So here, what I have here is a $600 rifle, okay? Because the upper was $400 with the bolt and the charging handle, right? So make sure you get those included, okay? $400 for the upper, and then $200 for the complete lower. They listed it for $250, but that's almost always on daily deal special. So it's always on sale, so you can always, almost always, unless there's like some shit going on, like, you know, with buying panics, you can almost always get your lower for $200. So $200 lower, $400 upper, $600 AR-10. I mean, we're in heaven. You can see me holding this thing here. This is not bad. Obviously, when the scope goes on here, this is gonna get a little bit heavier. The scope that's gonna go on here, that I've done a number of videos on this. The primary arms, GLX 1 to 10. Okay, I did play with putting a red dot with a magnifier on here for a while and running with that, which is what I did with the 20-inch. Right. The part of the reason for that is because I didn't get the scope for like almost a month later. But I said, you know what? Nah, man. I just maybe down the road I'll go back to putting a red dot on here just to see how this, you know, feels to run around with it on a lighter gun. Let me weigh the scope in the mount. So this is the, first of all, this is the primary arms GLX 1-10 by 24 first focal plane. This is a little big for an AR-15, right? But it's not going to be big for this, right? So these two should match up pretty good. So this scope and mount. Okay, 1 pound, 11 ounces. 1 pound, 11 ounces. That's the Area Precision mount, a lightweight mount. Let me weigh the two together. All right, so we're back to 8 pounds, 5 ounces. So when all is said and done, this is going to be a 10-pound rifle. Okay, 10 pounds. Just let you know. 10 pounds. 10 pounds. 0.0. Like it says 0 ounces and then a 0.2. I think the 0.2 we can discount. It's a 10-pound rifle. So that's an AR-10. 10 pounds with a 1-10 scope on it. That's not bad. That's versus I think the other one was coming in like 13 and a half or something, with a 20 ounce and with the big heavy scope on it. So I'm ecstatic about this. I'm gonna mount this. I'm gonna zero it in. I'm gonna run this through a chronograph. Part of the reason why, so I'm gonna put a couple of rounds on through this, and then we're gonna do some accuracy testing. With the 20-inch, what I found, because I've hit, I got 1 MOA with this a number of times going out to 200 yards, and I've got half MOA with the M119 or 111 with the match ammunition. I got half-inch groups with this, but I noticed that like I didn't get him the first time. Like it took almost 100 rounds before the rifle started breaking in. Or maybe by the time I started getting comfortable with it, I don't know, because that was my first AR-10. So it'll be now interesting to compare the two side by side, because now that I have a lot more familiarity with this platform, we're gonna see what the groups start off with and what they look like 100 or 200 rounds later. And we're gonna see if it does in fact have a break-in period for getting to that, to the best accuracy that it can get. So like with this one here, Freedom Munitions, 1 inch many times. With that whatever that stuff is, the match stuff, 0.5 on this. So drop some comments. Let me know what you guys think. For the next month or two, we're gonna be talking a lot about AR-10s. Okay, so I'm gonna include a playlist below in the comments, which will include all the other videos I've done on the on this first upper, and then you'll have that as a point of reference. I obviously have paid for this. Okay, I don't get any promotions. I don't get any discounts other than whatever's listed on their website. The only way I make money is by training people. Okay, so I don't have any incentive by telling you guys to buy Palmettos or this guy or that guy. If you see me using a gun and being excited about it and liking it, it's real, guys. I don't have any other incentive. Okay, so thanks for watching. Talk to y'all soon.